And a loose right back to Paul. Here's the sprint for the finish by Paul. But he does it! Chris Paul!
7 seconds left. Paul makes his move. Acceleration to the rim. Banks it in with 2.6 remaining. Hornets lead by 2.
Career high with 31. And the Hornets have it. Shot clock is off.
Going to isolate Chris Paul up top, Pete. He wants the whole court to go down low. You see the 1-4 set. You don't see anybody else in the play.
High screen by Chandler. Paul to the cup, laid it in with 1.8.
Looking, finds Paul with 2, with 1. Paul for the win.
Ball game. He finished with a career high 47 points, but CP3 has an answer on the other end. He lays
point lead for Minnesota. Chris Paul inbounds, no more. There goes the lead. New Orleans takes it.
Yeah, you got to stop him right here. Here comes Paul. Dances to the middle. West. Shot clock at 5. Chris Paul for the lead. Yes. He fell down. Blazers lost track of him.
Paul again against Iguodala. There it is for the lead. Here's Paul. 10 seconds left. Paul defended by Hickson with 7. Paul on the drive to the bucket. It's good. Paul with 5. Paul with the jumper. Knocks it down over Bryant. 9 on the shot clock. Fans are standing at Staples Center. Paul is bumped. Paul shoots. Paul scores.
He's so good at creating the space and the separation.
You see Belfort going down to the wire at Staples Center. 7 on the shot clock. Clippers by 2. Down the shot gets blocked. He scores and gets fouled. How does he make that shot? Oh, what a play by Chris Paul.
8 on the shot clock here. Enough time to still get a stop. Chris Paul wheels in the lane and scores over Parker. Timeout Spurs with 24 seconds to go.
Fans are standing. Paul foul. He'll go shoot free throws in the foul line. This is for the tie. We're down to 24 in the fourth quarter. Both free throws are good. That's for the lead. The Clippers back on top. Paul has it. Paul drive, creates space, fires, basket.
Dagger again. How good is he?
Timeout taken by the Utah Jazz.
Gotta go now. I think they called a foul, but first, Ralph, out front.
No basket, 2 free throws for Paul. 3 seconds ago, the first.
If you were to miss this free throw and you're DeAndre Jordan, just tip it out.
He makes them both. Do with the seatbelts fastened. Paul has a screen from DeAndre Jordan to the basket. Lay it up and in.
That's why you got him.
Down to Paul. Minute to go in the ball game. Clippers down by 2. Paul for the tie. Got it.
Did you see him put it way back over his head? I mean, Blake Griffin can
have the basketball. Tie game. 28 seconds to go. Rockets will get it back. Paul. 12 in a row. I said he'd have to get 20 for the Clippers to win.
For Duncan. Look out. Reddick lost his balance. Paul on a fadeaway over Duncan.
That's how you stop on a dime if you're Chris Paul.
Crawford, yes! From downtown! Measuring just that as he's watched by Ginobili. Shot clock to 5. Here's Paul. Yes! 8 seconds remaining in regulation. 3-point Clipper lead. The Spurs call for time.
Inside will defend the jump shot by Chris Paul if offered. And you see him active hands right now. They want to try to force him the other way in that pick and roll situation.
Here he goes. He's going to attack. He's going to drive. He's going to score with 8.8 seconds remaining. Chris Paul with 31 points in the ball game. 13 seconds to go, 2-point lead.
That was too easy.
Martin in the backcourt goes to get it.
They get a steal.
There's Crawford. Tie game. 6 unanswered points by the Pistons. Erasing that 5-point Clipper lead.
If you don't go for a 3, you got to go for a quick 2.
Chris Paul with it. Weaves his way to freedom. Shoot. Score.
22 seconds remain in the ball game. Clippers on top, 83-82.
Chris Paul felt like he was fouled on that shot.
Brings it out to Dudley. Dudley's not a creator right there. Paul for the tie. Bingo! 1:10 to go in the game. Paul to the goal.
Aggressive, guarding Marc Gasol down there. Let him take it down to Griffin. As Paul knocks it down.
It's the fall away to give LA a 2-point lead. First lead since the midway point. Griffin. Here's Mayo. 5 to shoot. Gasol. Great strip by Paul. Clippers ball. Chris Paul again on the defensive end. Makes a big play. 90 seconds left. LA by 2. Paul gets past Mayo. Great bounce pass. Griffin with the jam.
Chris Paul, everybody out of my way. I'm going to make a play if Pau Gasol is going to defend it.
Paul pulls up, jump shot. That's good.
That's a great traffic rebound by Landry.
Paul again knocks it down. Back-to-back jumpers from Paul. The lead is up to 7, and the Lakers call timeout.
Of about 4 seconds, and the foul is called on Allen, and it'll be 2 shots for Paul, who is
Late in the game, if I want
86%.
somebody bigger than Paul on him, then I'll do that. He just did that on that possession.
Ties the score and could put the Clippers ahead. A 26-1 comeback. At one point, it was a lead of 27 points for the Grizzlies, and the Clippers lead by 1.
For Memphis, but Blake can use that to his advantage as well.
Here's Paul, lays it in.
Or maybe the second we've seen in this game, Memphis needs to keep doing more of that.
Here's Paul, puts the Clippers in front by 2. Paul now, Clippers ball. Paul gets open, hits. Chris Paul giving the Clippers a 3-point lead. Nervous, C-Web. Waiting in anticipation. Here is the lead-in banker by Paul. His 3rd field goal here in overtime. And the Clippers with a 4th. This is the overtime session. Critical 4th game of this Western Conference first round. Paul gets free again and hits again. 8 points for Chris Paul in overtime. A 6-point lead. We have Crawford, Billups, and Paul, 3 guards, with Matt Barnes and Blake Griffin. Here it is. Chris Paul.
Green on Paul. And he got it! 1 second left. Clippers by 2. You're a San Antonio fan. What 2 better defenders could you have than Green and Duncan? Right there, the presence of mind to gather his step. You see he's limping. He's hurt. He can't even explode off of that leg, but he does. Wheels the ball in. Chris Paul knocking it down. 1 point. 0 seconds left on the clock.